Welcome back, American Jiu-Jitsu family. This is Purple Black video 2, okay? What we did on the prior video was we did the muchis, okay? Excuse me, and now with the second video, we're gonna start to defend against a knife. Now, a couple different ways a person comes at us with a knife, obviously, is they can come slashing at us, which we're gonna talk about in the brown belt video, or they can put the knife to our body. One time I posted something on Instagram and they were like, well, you know, you don't know what a person's gonna do. Sometimes they put it to the body, sometimes they slash. What I will assure you, by training in American Jiu-Jitsu systems, you will learn every conceivable way that a person's gonna attack you. But you have to start somewhere, all right? So when a person talks about them slashing you with the knife or the person is a trained fighter, you don't start there. Okay, you start with these basic level techniques to build you up. This is a purple black, which is a mid-range rank. Takes about 5 years as an adult to get in a black belt in American Jiu-Jitsu, and it takes a young kid 13 years. We don't give black belts to little kids. They start when they're 3, they have to be a minimum age of 16. So it's a very, very developed system. We've been doing this over 50 years, and we're very blessed to have over 500 black belts in our system. Okay, so today we're going to work on some basic knife techniques. Remember, we are on Facebook, group page, American Jiu-Jitsu LI. YouTube, American Jiu-Jitsu LI. YouTube has a full library of all these videos. On Facebook group page, we put up 1 video per day. We also are Zooming classes. Go to AJJCenters.com and get all the Zoom codes. You will have to have a password. If you're an American Jiu-Jitsu student, reach out to another American Jiu-Jitsu students because I'm sure they're going to have the password. Or you can reach out to myself. You can get my name and number off of the websites or from my Instagram page, and I will give you the passwords, okay? The Zoom classes have been amazing. We've had between 30 and 100 people within the, hundreds of people on the week. We have classes 6 days a week in New Jersey, in Manhattan, and St. James. You're welcome to take any or all of the classes. You gotta stay busy, you gotta stay productive, and that's what we're doing, trying to keep you busy and productive. So, with that being said, let's do some knife techniques. Okay, so the first one is a person puts a knife to the center of your body. Now, the videos are a little abbreviated to the teaching that we do in class, obviously, because we want to keep them under a certain amount of time. But when a person stabs you with a knife, they have to make a 2-step direction. They have to make a 2-step movement. Nobody stabs somebody like this, all right? They have to retract and push in. So by us making a 1-step movement versus their 2-step movement, you will be able to take the knife away. Okay, so a lot of these things are taught more in depth in a class, but we're trying to present to the video, and this is a review for most of the people who already seen these techniques to kind of keep themselves busy towards this different time. All right, so the attacker has to make a 2-step movement, the defender makes a 1-step movement. That's what makes this technique work. Typically, when a person puts a knife to the body, if you do control that weapon, they're going to try to pull it back, and that's the first technique. And the second one is if they don't pull it back. Remember something. This is basic knife technique. There are many, many more techniques that you do over the course of the years of training in Jiu-Jitsu, but this is the one that we introduced to you first to deal with a hands-on type of experience. So, the person puts the knife to the body, we automatically talk. Creates distraction. From here, he makes a 1-step movement, drives it to the person's face, and now having that knife in the hand, he's going to twist that wrist like we did up blue black. There's your koto, puts her base elbow on the ground or koto pin, and he can lock it up or lock it up. So multiple ways of locking it up. All right, let's watch that one more time. So realize what happened. As he moved, okay, he did that 1-step movement. He drove in with the leg, because the person's going to tend to pull it back. He does that koto gyash, and then on this one, do the shodan pin, and uses the arm, basing it with the mat, so nobody could break free on this technique. So watch one more time. He talks, makes that movement, steps in, boom, turns the wrist, steps, and pins right there. That's your first technique. Koto gyash with a knife. Now, if the person doesn't pull back and they stiff arm, that's okay. We're not automatically going into the koto gyash. We're going into the koto gyash because of the reaction of the person. On this technique, the person stiff arms you. So here's what happens. So he does the technique, he feels the stiff arm, he turns the palm up, and there's an armbar. Now, right there, it's a done technique. But all of a sudden, if Shihan sees somebody coming in from the rear or the other side, he can turn very easily under the arm, Again, doing that kotegeshi and pin and take that knife away right there. All right, let's go on to the next technique. So the next technique is a very dangerous technique. It's when a person comes up and puts that knife under your chin. All right, they got that knife under the chin. So from here, what's going to happen is we have to first make sure that the person doesn't cut out throat. So when they take that knife and they put it under the chin, we're going to pin that hand and we're going to move that head away. And again, we're going to use that kotegeshi technique to take this person away. All right, so watch this. So the attack gets on, do it slow. From here, he pins the hand and moves the head away. See how he created that leaving off balance? And look at that, he just pressed that wrist right down. Do it from the same angle. That's a perfect angle to see it from. All right, so watch it again. She puts the knife on, he brings the hand up, pins it, and pulls his head away, and then from there, kotegeshi, and pins that knife right down to the ground. Whenever you see somebody professional doing something, it looks simple, okay? When you try to do it, I remember used to watching that show with the painter, Bob Love, or whatever his name was, and it looked so simple until you try to do it. The video doesn't do it justice, and it only will teach you a certain amount. Like I said, these are pacifiers right now in lieu of classes, and then when we all come back to the normal life, you'll be familiar with it, and then we'll tweak it when you get back to the dojo. All right, so let's go to the next technique where the person puts the knife over your heart. Now, the reason why we go the way we go on over the heart, we go this way, some people say, well, what about the free hand, is we're gonna smell our armpit. We don't wanna go this way because we'll be crossing too much of our body. So, as the knife is put to the body, he smells the armpit, can't get hit, kicks the leg out, boom, comes around and walks around about 180 degrees and brings it right down with an arm bar. Okay, right down with an arm bar, as you can see. All right, do that a little further back so they can see that. Start off a little further back. Watch again. Okay, from here, smells the armpit, boom, kicks, comes around, walks all the way to the back, and submits it right down to the ground. Perfect. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about the person putting the knife to the lower back, right? High back. All right? So he turns and looks to see what hand. He sees one hand is down, he sees one hand is up. He goes away from the free hand. From here, there's the technique right there. And he takes the arm bar and brings it right down to the ground. Again, let's do that a little further back. Kind of go into that spot where there's no sunlight. Okay, I'll turn the camera a little bit. All right, watch that again.
Hey, calm down, it's all right.
Let's go.
Right, brings it right down. Now he's going to do the same thing if it's a low to the back. He's going to turn, but he's going to scoop the hand up, all right? As he turns the same way, scoops that knife, comes around, locks the arm, and from the hijikimai across the body, go underneath, and boom, and locks that person up. Good, let's do that one more time. Multiple different ways of doing the arm bars, but I'm trying to be specific to the belt list so the students can follow. So from here, he goes underneath, from here, comes around, and bang, bang, just snaps that arm. Okay, perfect. All right, now let's look at the knife is being held in a forearm choke. This goes into a sweep. So we're gonna pin the knife so the person can't get to us, move the head, we're gonna come underneath, put that knife right back in that person's body, and then we're gonna reap the person down on the ground because they come back at us. Believe it or not, even after they get stabbed, people aren't done until they're done. So that's what we show in this technique. So from here, he pins the hand, pops back up high with the shot, boom, brings the knife back into her body. From here, puts his hands on top of her shoulder, and then reaps her back, boom. Let's do that one more time, all right? That was perfect.
Same side?
Same thing, that was a good side. All right, so again, he pins, right, pop, brings the knife into her body, boom, takes the left hand, puts it on the shoulder, reaps the person out, finishes the person off, right? That time he dropped the knee into her ribs, very effective technique. All right, we got two more knife techniques. First one is going to be a knife. This one is a knife to the head and a forearm choke. This is a double threat, okay? So the person puts a knife to the head. Now, what's going to happen is Shihan is going to just lean back. He's protecting himself from the choke, but then he's going to lean back and he's going to sneak that right hand under her elbow, right? Other hand comes around, and this is called the kotegeshi maki, which you learned in blue belt. All right, it's a very pretty technique. Watch it again. It's a little tricky, it's a little deceptive. So from here, he's going to put that hand up, come under the elbow, turn, and drop and bring them down. Okay. Last technique is a technique that I used to teach years ago, and everybody thought was a ridiculous technique until the world changed differently for a different reason many years ago, and people started hijacking planes and doing bad things with planes, right? This is when a person puts you into a hostage situation where they put the knife. So the person's behind me and putting the knife to my body, okay? It's not that unfamiliar today, so it's a technique that people are very interested in learning. So what happens, the person comes from behind, he's gonna take his hands and he's gonna do what I call a break to the hands. He's not gonna break the hands, he's just gonna break the grab. He just breaks it so the hands turn like that. So now the knife's away from your body. And now we're gonna use that muchi that we learned in the first video. He's gonna grab it right there, walk underneath, and there's that muchi. Notice how the knife never left his body. Let's do that one more time, okay? So from here, he breaks the grab, grabs the muchi, comes up underneath, and locks and submit. Okay, video 2 for purple black dealt with the first one, dealt with that muchi. The second one dealt with basic knife self-defense, okay? Remember, in today's world, with everything that's going on, like I always say, you got to keep busy. You got to have a routine. You know, it gets a little crazy because we're in like our 4th or 5th week now, and we're not sure when the new normal will come into place. That's more of a reason why you got to keep busy. So make sure that when you wake up, you have a routine. Don't get lazy. Somebody said something very interesting about business that I read, and I thought was very interesting. They said, if you think this is an extended vacation from your business, that when this all is done and finished with, you're not gonna have a business to go back to. So you gotta stay busy. That's why we're making these videos every day. That's why we're making these Zoom classes every day. We wanna keep you busy, all right? So there's no excuses why you can't be training. Actually, some of this training is better than what we had. You have a library of reference on YouTube. You have a video posted every day on Facebook. So keep yourself busy, keep yourself entertained. I am reachable if you need to get in touch with me through social media. You'll find my number or my email, which is osenseijoe@gmail.com. You're more than welcome to email me any questions you might have or concerns. All right, like I always say, stay safe, stay home, stay healthy. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Kathy and Billy. All right, our next tape will be